Hello everybody, welcome to the stream today. My name is Matt with Beacon Software. Today we are talking about payment integrations and different solutions that Beacon Software offers. Basically, we're going to talk about 4 different solutions that we have. We have Sage or Paya, we have Xpress Pay, we have Square now, and then we also have Card Connect. So this is a new one that I'm kind of excited to show you. It's a little bit different than what we offered in the past. Start with a little background of me. My name is Matt. I've been with this company now for about 7 years now. If you've done training within the last 7 years, you've probably talked to me at some point. We've been working on a lot of new stuff, so I'm really excited to do these Feature Fridays with you. So every Friday at 1 o'clock we'll be doing this, and we'll either be doing a Feature Friday or a mini training on a certain topic. So keep up on our Facebook channel, our Twitter, email blasts that we've been sending out, all good stuff, and just keep up with it. And if you kind of like the content and you want to get notified, just hit the subscribe button, and then we can definitely send out alerts when we go live. So payment solutions. So why does it matter? Why should I actually possibly look at payment solutions? Well, if you have a payment solution outside of Beacon, you can still run it like normal. The only difference is you also now have to come into Beacon and apply that payment. So whether the driver did in the field, whether we did in the office, somebody has to go back and do double work. All right. So with integrated payment solutions, it's a one-stop shop. We can enter it whether the driver does it in the field, whether we want to do it from dispatch, whether we do it on the accounting side, and then we have different reports that you just go ahead and verify it after the fact. So more of a seamless transition with your payments. So we're going to talk about a couple different ones. I will start with Sage or Paya. This is the oldest one that we've had, and we're going to go into a little bit of setup on these. So let me bring up our settings page here. I believe. Let's bring up our browser here. All right, so it should transition here. All right, so let's go to our settings page. So settings.dispatchanywhere.net. And actually, sorry, before I get a little bit further, if you're having any trouble with quality or hearing me, let me know in the chat. I can adjust anything we need to in the chat here if we need to. Let me bring this over here. All right, so that's good. All right, so let's get logged in. And as far as quality is concerned, there's a little gear icon on the bottom. If it looks a little grainy and you can't see the screen, change the quality to something maybe like 720p. You'll be able to see a little bit easier. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and log into our account here. All right, so the place that we're gonna set up our different payment solutions is under divisions. Now, if you have multiple divisions or locations, you're going to need to set it up multiple times. All right, so we have this merchant tab right here. All right, so let me make this, see if I can fit a couple more in here. All right, here we go. So you can see that we have Sage set up, we have Xpress Pay, Square, and Card Connect. Most of these, as far as the way to set them up, they're pretty similar. With all of these, you'll get some sort of either login ID and login key, in which case we would come in here and enter those. Square is a little bit different. When you go ahead and add a new solution, so we'll do Square here, so we can call it whatever we want. So we're going to call it Square Test. We select which one we're working with. In this case, we'll select Square Up. This allows you to use different payment methods now. So I could call my payment method Square. I could use credit card. I can call it whatever I want. I choose it from the drop down here. So you can see in our database we have a bunch of different options. So I can call it Square Processing Credit, for example. All right, so we'll choose that. And then I have to save it first. When I save it, this is when it allows me now to connect, you can see it on the screen there, allows me to connect Square. And what it's going to do, it's going to take me to Square's website. All right. It's going to allow me to enter in my login email address and password after you've signed up with them, and then it's going to link it. Once it's linked, we're going to see that it's connected to your merchant ID, and then that random key, whatever comes back from Square, would be entered there. The rest of them, like I said, it's more of a you sign up with them, and then they will give you this information, and we would enter that information in here. Same idea though, we select the right gateway, whatever we're using, whatever payment method or wording that we want to use for the payments. and then enter our gateway information here at the bottom. So setup pretty straightforward. And if you're ever having trouble with it, obviously you can give us a call. We can help you. They all work as far as processing credit cards, but they all work a little bit different in how it processes the payment. And I'll show you what that means here. And we'll start with Sage. So if I take a regular call, we'll just take this Matt's Racing Supplies right here. If I'm taking it at dispatch, I use the take payment option here. I select how we're paying. Say it's credit card. I'd enter all my credit card information and then hit take payment. This will process a credit card just like normal, and then you would get a receipt. So I'm going to use a different payment type just to show you the receipt. Oops. Use cash. Oh, some of our payment methods might have been used. Let's try, see if I can use electronic check. Some of our payment methods are going to be used up, so I'm not going to be able to show it to you, but let's bring up the invoice. We should get a paid invoice with a paid stamp up here. And it also generates a payment receipt, which I can show you what one looks like. Let's grab one out of here. Let's take this one, for example. We would get a payment receipt like this with whatever payment type that we used and the amount, obviously. And then with any of these, just like normal, you can print these, email these, or fax these to your customer. All right, so Sage, basically a traditional credit card processor. Sage or Paya, traditional credit card processor. Nothing really different about that. All right. Now, if we chose something like... Ours is set up for payment request. This is for Xpress Pay. The way that this works, do Matt. Put my email address in. Ooh, he was messing around with this morning. I might not be able to send this. The payment request, what it's going to do, it's going to send an email to the customer. The customer is going to fill out all their own credit card information, and then that will come back into the system and will be marked as paid then at that point. There is a spot for the customer to put a tip, and they also have the option to pay the credit card fees, or they call it a processing fee. It's 3% of the bill, and part of that will go to Xpress Pay to pay your credit card fees. So really kind of what works with Xpress Pay is that they're gonna, customers are gonna be paying your credit card fees, which is nice, but it is an additional charge that your customer would see. Your job in the system, like in this case, they would pay $126, and then the extra fees would be collected there. Now Square, same thing, put our credit card information in. Now, if the drivers are doing this in the field, so let me switch this thing here. You can get these little, you see these things here in the camera, these little credit card swipes from Square. So it does do the NFC, so you can tap your phone on this. It does have the credit card reader for the chip in it, or the drivers can type it in the field. So this is supported in the field. The same thing with the regular swipes from Square. These, I want to say they run about $49 from Square. I think you can get them for free if you do so many transactions, though. And I believe the little, just the swipers, the magnetic stripers, I think they give it to you for free. They might be low cost, but these are good for a chip solution if you're looking for something like that. The only thing with this, you can see kind of in the back here, it does have a charger, and then if you press the button, I don't know if you can see it, there it goes. It does have a battery indicator. These have to be charged. Pretty much anything with a chip reader on it's going to have to be charged, so you got to keep that in mind. You might need to put car chargers in the trucks, something like that, just if the drivers are using something like this solution. The Sage or Paya solution just plugs in through the headset jack or the charging port. They would just swipe it through. They don't have a chip reader solution at this time. And then Xpress Pay, you don't touch the card, or the driver doesn't touch the card, whether you do it from here or from the driver app. They just put the customer's email address in, and your customer then fills out their own credit card information. So a couple different solutions. Back here for payments, the last one that we offer is Card Connect. Now what this is, I'll bring this back up here. This is like a traditional credit card reader you would see in the store. All right, so let me bring this over here. This is the Card Connect solution. They call it Bolt. The way that this works, I mean, you got the chip reader, you got the magnetic swipe. When you take the payment in the system, or the driver can technically do it in the field, we'll get an alert on here that tells us that we have a payment processing, and you got 3 minutes to basically do it until it times out. You can either enter the card information, you can put the chip reader in and swipe it in. I mean, obviously, just like you go to the store and put your credit card in, this is the same solution. So this might be a good solution for maybe your impounds, taking your credit card that way. That way the customer can either use the chip, put it in. You're not manually taking their credit card, typing it in by hand, or running it through another solution. Those can go right up on the desk, and then we can swipe those cards, or the customer can swipe the cards. Again, it would give us a receipt or a invoice for the customer that's paid, and they're good to go. I do have some screenshots here, though. Let me bring them over here. This is what it would look like on the driver app. So this is for Square. When some of these come up, they do require additional device settings. Now, if you were using the Square app before, outside of our driver app, your driver would have already agreed to these. So enable location, enable device storage, and enable phone access. These are settings from Square. They require this information. So if your driver is going to be running a Square payment in the field, they'll have to turn all these on. All the other ones, they won't have to do this, but this is Square specific. Once a payment comes up, it will have the amount. They can either manually type the credit card in. We can kind of, oops, I'm sorry. Wrong screen. Let me go back. Sorry. This is the authorization screen. What the drivers are going to see, this is the enable location, the device storage, and the phone access. Sorry about that, and switch the screen. This is the driver payment page, so this is where they can either enter the card manually. If they have the Square reader, this is when they actually go ahead and connect it at this point, and then they can run it. And then once a payment's successful, it doesn't matter what you do, whether it's going to be from the Square app, Card Connect, or Sage. They're still going to see this screen, and then they can email this to the customer, print receipt, or they can just click no thanks. So the drivers have a couple different options in the field, so it doesn't really matter. It just depends what they want to do. So I'm going to bring this up. And that's basically it for all the payment solutions that we offer. So if you are interested in possibly signing up for one of these, Square allows you to sign up directly through their website. If you're interested in the Sage or Paya solution, Xpress Pay, or even the Card Connect, I did link to the different contact people in the description down at the bottom. It also has a little help article about going through the different solutions, how the driver app is going to work, things like that. Just a little bit more information if you're interested. But if you have any other feedback, any other questions for us, definitely give us a call. That's what we're here for. We're here to help if anything does come up. But other than that, this is our quick Feature Friday. We wanted to kind of just do a quick snapshot of today's payment integrations. Next week, we're going to be doing a mini training on the driver app. No, I'm sorry. Next week is a mini training on TowMagic, how to set it up, how to configure it properly, how to install it, things like that. So that might be a little bit longer. And then we'll kind of go back and forth between mini training sessions and Feature Friday that we offer here. So again, if you're interested and you kind of want to see these week over week, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down at the bottom. Give us a call. These are going to be recorded and put up on our YouTube channel as well. So you can kind of review them later on, or if somebody else needs to see them, they'll definitely be there. But with that, I appreciate your time today. If you have any questions or any feedback or just any topics you want to see, definitely let me know. I'll link my email address in the chat here, so if you have anything for me directly, go ahead and shoot me a message. I can help you out. But with that, I appreciate your time today, guys. Have a good day.